Hello, today is June 29th, 2024. As always, we'll do our disclaimer, go over our calls, and make our predictions. My trading plan for Monday, July 1st. Please remember my calls can be wrong. Trade at your own risk. My personal business, but I think I can say I had enough time to analyze things over the weekend. We didn't like to make a call on Friday because we had an economic report coming out. We did say it should be the pattern with the early low, which it was, and Monday should also have the early low. We said that this is a particularly bullish time of the year, and if it weren't for that, I'd be pretty negative. We did close lower, but that's not a call. What happened was we had a new all-time high at a sharp reversal, which undercut the lows of the prior day. Now, any reversal like this needs confirmation. You have to trade under Friday's close by at least 1 cent. I'm going to assume that's going to happen. If it does happen, this most likely is a top of some significance. We did have a target from June 25th, 54.51.39, hit it within 27 cents. Might look like magic, but it's not magic. All the rules are in my webinar, all the rules are in my ebook, and anyone familiar with the system is not surprised at this number printed. Now, there's usually support here, but we had tested that price before, and that usually eats the support away, and there shouldn't be support here. I expect this to break. There's no reason to retest it if you weren't going to break it. I think the reason that support held here is because we dropped to it in a straight line. You want these straight line moves after the break, not before. But I think eventually we're going to break through this. Here's our afternoon price target, 54.89.39. MEJT typically leaves a failed target at major changes in trend. I'd be happier if that one failed. Early on, we got an ultimate sell signal with an optional higher target support. It's this resistance. It's this line held right at resistance. These things don't always hold at the line, but they do pretty often. We're still on a DeMark sell signal. We're overextended by his work. We can correct in terms of price or correct in terms of time. It's off to a good start if we're going to correct in terms of price. It needs to be followed through. This is a method of George Lindsay. He measures the time from low to low, and this is a split low, so you cut the difference in half. And within a day, the distance from low to low equals the distance from low to high. I've moved my magenta B from here to here, which is perfectly legitimate. If I do that, I get a clear 5 waves up. And the ratio of magenta C and magenta A at 7.86 to 1 still works perfectly. If you connect these last two highs, you get a nice hit here, a nice hit here, and you wind up at the COVID low. I think that might mean something. It's hard to break through trend lines like that. Should see these patterns next week. Monday has the early low regardless of where we open. There's a higher target. Unless we gap down smartly, the rules call for it to print. Now, MEJT typically leaves a failed target or major changes in trend, so that might not print. Friday's sharp decline from the first hour of trading nearly always follows through at Monday's open. And if that doesn't happen, and particularly if we gap up instead, something else probably is going on. A number of timing systems have a high in this area. The square of 9 from the October 27th low hits on Monday, so Friday's within a day. So Lindsay low to high within a day. It's a proprietary timing system of a friend of mine. Within a day, that high holds. There's a wave count compatible to the top. The mark indicators are on a cell. Resistance of the trend line. NASDAQ McClellan oscillators on the verge of giving a Bollinger Band. Reversal cell signal. The elements for a tradable decline are here. All we need to do is to start down. We don't start down, that's no signal. But that's all we need to do. Now this isn't the time of year in which permanent tops occur. There's a price seen in ES futures that hasn't printed in regular trading hours. Usually it will. So if a drop occurs, I think we'll recover. But that doesn't mean we're not due for a drop of some magnitude here if we start to drop. Again, until you reverse the trend, can't be totally confident. We certainly have everything we need other than for the fact that we haven't started dropping more than this. And if I'm right about this, that shouldn't be too far away. It's a pattern with the early low. You should start down right from the open and forget what I'm saying if you gap up smartly instead. And that's today's call.